Hey, I'm Ethan from the Ally Center, here to talk with you today about time management. Does your schedule ever feel like a jigsaw puzzle? You have your family, jobs, relationships, ministry, hobbies, and now schoolwork all competing for your time. Maybe you feel like you're jumping from one thing to the next while your mental to-do list keeps getting longer. If that's the case, you are not alone. Every college student, whether full-time on campus or part-time online, must battle for good time management. Fortunately, there are 3 simple but effective steps you can take to solve this time management challenge. Number 1, identify your purpose. Number 2, plan your schedule. And number 3, set your goals. We begin by identifying your purpose. Your purpose is also known as your big why. Your big why is the reason that you are studying for your degree at this moment. Think about what your big why is. Maybe you feel called to be a pastor. God might have given you a passion to teach children. Or maybe you have a desire to run a successful business. No matter what your big why, it is the fuel that keeps you moving on your academic journey. Without it, you'll feel unmotivated, stuck, or discouraged. Your big why is the driving force behind your education, and achieving it requires sacrifice and commitment. After identifying your purpose, the next step is to plan your schedule. Think of your schedule as the scaffolding upon which your personal strategies, tools, and tasks will be built and organized. Planning requires effective effort and intentionality. To do it well, you'll have to say no to some things you may want in the moment in order to achieve your purpose. Planning your schedule sets the structure for achieving your purpose. This second step toward effective time management is when you translate your big why into your day-to-day habits and routines. When people begin planning their lives, many immediately grab the traditional calendar, agenda, or memo book. Some may resort to writing out a typical to-do list. While these tools may be helpful for smaller tasks, academic planning requires a more robust system. Imagine this scenario. Bill is preparing for his first accelerated online course, and he simply uses what he's always used for time management, his trusted weekly planner. Bill writes all the due dates for his assignments in the planner before the course begins. On Monday of the 3rd week, he turns to the next week in the planner, only to find out that he has a 10-page paper due the next day. Obviously, Bill's weekly planner is not enough for his academic planning. You could imagine the same thing happening for a student who only used a daily to-do list. Well, you see, the best solution to this problem is the Ally Center's 4-calendar system, a 4-step approach to planning that encompasses the entire course down to the very minutes of your study sessions. The 4-calendar system begins with a long-range plan. This first calendar gives you a bird's-eye view of the entire course calendar. With it, you'll see that your most important tasks and give yourself plenty of time to work toward them so that you can avoid unnecessary stress. The long-range plan is the best way to avoid syllabus shock. Second in the Ally Center's 4-calendar system is your ideal week. The ideal week calendar addresses how you will schedule your study times and honor all your other commitments. To complete the ideal week calendar, block off all your regular commitments on this one calendar. These should include work, class, exercise, meals, quiet time, and any other recurring activities, even sleep. With the leftover spaces, schedule in structured study time. Remember, it's recommended that you schedule more hours for homework outside of class than you have in class for any given week. A good rule of thumb is to plan on scheduling about 20 to 24 hours outside of class for study each week. And if you set up all your commitments on your ideal week and realize that you don't have 20 to 24 hours left, think about what you can and probably should cut out. Remember, proper planning requires sacrifice. As you plan your structured study time, remember that although time is fixed, you only have a certain amount of time in each day, your energy varies throughout the day. As much as possible, put your study blocks in your most productive times and guard them as you would any other commitment. The third of the Ally Center's 4-calendar system is your weekly plan and review. Using the time that you've allotted in your ideal week, create a new weekly plan at the beginning of each week by organizing your tasks based on their importance, not on what is most urgent. As you do this, reference your long-range plan to determine which assignments to prioritize in your study blocks. Planning each week before it begins will defeat the tyranny of the urgent and will allow the important things to be accomplished in ample time. Be sure to include a time at the end of each week as well to reflect on the past week and plan for the upcoming week. Cultivating a habit of reflection is one of the best ways to learn more about yourself and your habits, which will help you in turn move forward toward your life purpose. The final calendar in the 4-calendar system is your daily schedule. In this fast-paced society, it's important to be intentional with your daily schedule so that you can be maximally productive each day. You may find that you go through days with a shortage of time and an ever-expanding to-do list. Although you can't add hours to your day, you can maximize the time you do have by creating distraction-free times each day to accomplish your most important tasks. So at the beginning of each day, be sure to have each study session planned out with the most important tasks, including steps toward your long-term projects. The Ally Center's 4-calendar system is a proven way to maximize productivity by creating space in your life to balance the demands of both academics and life. While adding these routines may seem burdensome at first, after a few weeks of practice, you'll find that you are well equipped for permanent productivity moving forward. After you've identified your purpose and planned your schedule, the final step to effective time management is to set clear goals. Identifying your purpose is the why of time management. Planning your schedule is the how, and setting clear goals is the what. Have you ever heard someone say on January 1st that this is going to be the year that I'm going to go to the gym every single day? For many people, these lofty ideals are out of the picture by February 1st. Why do you think that is? We don't question people's sincerity. They probably even had a well-formulated big why. What they needed was a goal that was specific enough to accomplish that matched the time they had scheduled into their week. At the Ally Center, we call these goals SMART goals. SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. To set a SMART goal, begin by stating specifically what you are going to accomplish. To make your goal measurable, simply add a number or length of time to it. However, take care to set goals within your means. An attainable goal is one that you can achieve given your current life circumstances, resources, or environment. Next, there must be a relevant connection between the current SMART goal and your bigger goals. Lastly, the goal should be time-based, whether that time frame is a semester, a week, a day, or even an hour. For example, a SMART goal for a study session might be, I will read pages 30 to 58 of the Johnson book before 8 p.m. this evening. Is this goal specific? Yes, it states exactly what's going to be accomplished. Measurable? Absolutely. It gives a clear number to work toward. Attainable? For sure. The 28 pages is certainly doable in a single study session. Relevant? Of course. It connects to the larger academic goal. Time-based? You bet. It has a clear deadline. By using this SMART goal framework, you can begin to match the time you've set aside in your schedule with goals in each area of your life: physical, educational, spiritual, relational, and vocational. Don't miss this. Most of your day might be spent on vocational and educational goals, but you must be sure to set aside parts of your day for the other aspects of life as well. Your life is more than just schoolwork. Excellence in academics requires discipline in all areas of life. Let's review. Time management is a challenge for each and every college student. We can conquer the time management challenge with 3 clear steps. Number 1, identify your purpose. Each of us has a big why. State yours clearly and concisely. Number 2, plan your schedule. Be prepared for each day of each course and using the Ally Center's 4-calendar system: the long-range plan, the ideal week, the weekly plan and review, and the daily schedule. Number 3, set your goals. Use the SMART goal framework to set goals for each course, week, day, and study session that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Well, even with these effective steps to time management, the life of a college student is not easy, and it requires transition and balance in all areas of life. Creating space in your schedule and filling that with productive, goal-oriented tasks is key to expanding your academic potential, as well as balancing life, ministry, and education. Feel free to reach out to the Ally Center to schedule a time management session with one of our qualified academic coaches. During this session, we'll talk with you to identify your big why, create your 4-calendar system, and set SMART goals for your academic journey. Visit us online at lbc.edu/ally to set up an appointment today or to view and download the calendars for the 4 calendar system. We look forward to working with you.